No matter what your intellect and IQ is, if you don't show up, it doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
Today's Tuesday.
I love your show.
You guys have the spark, and I want that spark.
This reminds me of a little girl from a steel town who had the dream to dance. The deck was stacked against Alex. You know how she overcame those odds? She literally had to become a maniac.
Are you talking about Flashdance?
Showtime.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. HBO has unveiled a trailer for The Defiant Ones, a 4-part documentary on Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. In addition to extensive interviews with Dre and Jimmy, who speak frankly about their highs and lows, the show includes interviews with Bono, Eminem, Ice Cube, Gwen Stefani, Tom Petty, Trent Reznor, Snoop Dogg, Bruce Springsteen, and will.i.am. The series also features never-before-seen footage from a number of recording and writing sessions with Eazy-E, Stevie Nicks, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, and U2, amongst others. The Defiant Ones premieres July 9th. Pop stars including Rita Ora, James Blunt, and Leona Lewis spent the weekend recording a song to raise money for the Grenfell Tower victims. The cover of Simon & Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water is expected to be released this week. The song was the brainchild of Simon Cowell, who took action after watching news coverage of the blaze. He said many artists had asked to take part. Leonardo DiCaprio is turning over a bunch of really expensive gifts to the Justice Department because it turns out they were part of a messy money laundering scheme in Malaysia that Leo was involved in. He already gave up a Picasso painting and Marlon Brando's On the Waterfront Oscar, but he has a whole lot more left to give.
Good morning, everyone. I'm JJ Reynolds. I'll be speaking on behalf of my client, Leonardo DiCaprio. And first off the bat, he's not here. Now, as many of you know, he's voluntarily surrendered millions of dollars of gifts, including a Picasso, one of Marlon Brando's Oscars, a famous photograph, and more, and is working with the Justice Department during their ongoing investigation into money laundering that he had nothing to do with. And to further prove his innocence and his willingness to help out, he is also making these items available. These are things ex-girlfriends left at his house after he broke up with them. Claire Danes sunscreen, Helena Christensen's Victoria's Secret wings, Liv Tyler's Overbite retainer, Giselle Bundchen's t-shirt that said, "I can wrap my legs around you twice," Ashley Roberts' Pussycat doll costume tail, and even Leo's current girlfriend. He is offering, what? Hold on. Oh, she's out? All right, she's out, but it was another pair of Victoria's Secret wings. All right, no questions. And no, he's not giving up the bare bodysuit from The Revenant. No.
President Donald Trump tweeted that the Russian probe is phony and a witch hunt and led by very bad and conflicted people. That from the guy who sent investigators to find Obama's birth certificate. Someone pranked a Republican senator by signing him up to several Nickelback mailing lists. If that's not a hate crime, I don't know what is. Bill Cosby's trial ended in a mistrial. Cosby invited his defense team to celebrate with cocktails. There were no takers. Dennis Rodman gave Kim Jong-un a Where's Waldo book. Of course, it was the North Korean version, so every page ends with Waldo being found and then promptly shot by a firing squad. Beyonce gave birth to twins, but you already knew that when the clouds parted and God's hand gingerly placed 2 perfect angels on the ground. The Vatican is exploring the possibility of creating a legal doctrine that will allow the excommunication of mafia members. You know, I would have thought that the thou shalt not steal or murder part would have been good enough. A dating website ranked the most promiscuous cities in the world, and Paris was number 2. What was number 1? Humpy McHumptown, Australia. Actually, the number 1 most promiscuous city is whichever city has the most Kardashians in it. A new study shows women tend to date guys who look like their brothers, or in West Virginia, guys who are their brothers. Robbers in Newport Beach, California broke into a pizza parlor and stole an empty cash register, which really surprised the robbers, who thought that a pizza parlor would have plenty of dough. Time for Nobody Gives a Did you see the new Cars 3 movie? It's like the Fast and Furious, but with more lifelike acting. Hey, fast and furry. Nobody gives a The frisbee turned 60 years old on the weekend. Frisbee, celebrating 60 years of being stuck up on the roof. Hey, frisbees, nobody gives a f***. And as part of Shark Week, Michael Phelps will race a great white shark. And if we're lucky, Ryan Lochte will be eaten by one. Hey, sharks, nobody gives a f***. Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out NSS Live, starring Frank D'Angelo and his celebrity panel of guests, including the legendary Phil Esposito, Tuesdays and Thursdays. NSS Live.